All right, then number 9, don't be a hoarder. That was talking to me too. You get rid of clothes, stuff that you aren't using. If you haven't seen it in years, pull it out and go give it to somebody, you know. But I was like that. I might can wear it, you know, later, whatever. So you push it on back in the closet. Everybody should every year go into the closet and just pull everything and see what you've got. And what you haven't been using, take it and donate it to Goodwill or thrift store or a family that's in need, a church, you know. You have a church rummage sale or whatever, so you can bless the church. But don't be a hoarder. And I was like that with bills. I said, man, if I shred them or whatever, then they might tell me I didn't pay it. So, you know, you just got all these receipts, you know. It's, oh, boy. So anyway, thank God for the computer, huh? It has its pros and its cons, you know, but we can put everything now. Everything is computerized pretty much. So you don't have to keep all those receipts. You know, in case the IRS come after you, it's right there on your computer. So we don't have to do it. So these are the things that you're going to change. No clutter in 2017 and beyond. Last thing, love yourself. Love yourself. Hug yourself. Talk to yourself. Oh, I love me. God, thank you for this body. You know, just love yourself. Take care of yourself. And then you can love and help others. To thine own self be true. Take time for you. You know, it's good to spend time with the children, but you got to take time for yourself. You know, I've got the grands, the great-grands. I take time for me. This is a me day. That me means me. Not you. Me. So you just got to do it. Sometimes it's just good to go spend a day and night in a hotel. You understand? And then, you know, you pick up the phone, bring me, you know, whatever, you know, salad, you know. You get one life to live. Live it good. And don't ever say, well, I just can't afford to do that. You can't afford not to do it. Just do it. And you'll just be so happy that you did. Live each day that God allows you to its fullest. Fill it up, you know. And be grateful and thankful to God that he allows you another day. I tell you, it was funny. I was in Philadelphia and New York, and my little great-grand, who I raised, and some of you know, he was born weighing 1 pound, 11 ounces. So I just literally took him from my granddaughter. He's young and, you know, nice, and you know, she tries. But at that point, because he's 13 now, he lets me know I'm 13, okay? And, you know, he's a teenager, he says. So what does that mean? But anyway, 13 years later, and we, in the morning, we pray before he goes to school. When we're in the car going to school, we pray. When he comes home, I want to know, how was your day? And let's pray. And at bedtime, well, I'm in Philadelphia, so he calls. All right, I'm ready for prayer because I'm getting ready to go to school. And we have prayer. Well, one night I went and we talked, you know, and everything, but we didn't pray because I was so busy. And never be too busy for prayer, but we all been there, done that. So never, and then the devil will mess with you. You know, you trying to pray, and here he comes sticking something in your mind, you know. But anyway, so this particular night, we had talked and, you know, blah, blah, blah. He called me back about 15 minutes later, and I said, Keon, you're supposed to be in the bed. He said, well, we didn't pray. Oh, God, shame on me. Oh, but they learn what they live, and then they live what they learn. So we've got to do it right because they're watching. Yes, they are. You know, they are watching. And I thought Hillary would get it because of that thing she had. The children are watching, and they were showing all the negatives about Trump. But it didn't help her because, you know, politics is what it is. You know, it's what it is, and they already knew what they were doing. So, you know, that's it. So, you know, we always have extra paper. So while she's passing that out, let me get y'all really laughing. Got to give you a joke. Yes. Laughter does good like a medicine, a merry heart. You know, God wants us to laugh, not be all mad at stuff or just, you know, he wants us to laughter. So I want to tell you this one. Let's see. Let's go to church. Since there's pastor there, we're going to church now. So anyway, this lady, young girl, came into church, and she had on these spike heels, and she had on this little micro mini skirt and this little halter top, and she went prancing on in there. So the church mothers, they were livid. You know, they're just looking at this. So one of them wrote a note and sent it up by the usher to the pastor. And the note said, Pastor, we can't allow this. You've got to do something. You see how she came in here? You've got to talk to this young woman. We don't dress like this here. So the pastor, at the end of the service, you know how we run to the back to shake hands as people are coming out. So he's back there. So when the young lady came up, he said, ma'am, we're so glad you're here today, but I need to take you to the side and talk to you a couple minutes. She's sure. So he said, what I need for you to do, go home and ask God, pray to God, so he can tell you how we dress here. And he said, you understand? She said, yes. So he said, make sure you go home and you pray to God and ask him, so he'll tell you how we dress here. So anyway, the next Sunday, she's right back in there. Her stilettos, whatever you call them, big heels and all of that on, a little short skirt. So those mothers, they were steaming now. And so they wrote the note, I told you to talk to this lady and tell her we don't dress like this here. So at the end of the service, he runs and he catches her and he said, Miss, we're glad you're here, but I've got to talk to you about the way you're dressing. Remember, I told you last Sunday, when you go home, pray to God that he will tell you how we dress here. She said, Pastor, I did, but God said he's never been in here. Pretty good, huh? And you got it on tape. Keep this one. Yeah, and it's good. You know, at your meetings, usher board meeting, whatever meetings, sometimes you can just say a little humorous, put a little humor in it. Because at some meetings, they're so, you know, just put a little joke in there. All right, so we're looking at enhancing circulation for health's sake. In order to help people help themselves to better health is to give them factual information. People need accurate information. You know, people who are hooked on drugs of any sort will only change their minds about them. A lot of them is when they get sick enough. Then they'll change their mind. Or when they get enough information that makes sense. Then they'll change their mind. Sometimes it's difficult getting people to realize that drugs kill. Even though they know they've gotten worse taking the drugs, but my doctor said I got to still take it. You know, they're taking metformin, 1,000 milligrams twice a day. Their kidneys are acting up. They lay down, they got to run to the bathroom, you know, which is letting you know it's getting worse, not better. And then I have those that are taking the metformin, 1,000 milligrams twice a day, plus insulin, morning and evening. Some say, are you getting better or worse? And people know they're getting worse, but some are scared to start to wean off of the meds because of what the doctors have said. So you have to remember, medical doctors, they learn to tell you what to do in a way that you do it. Why? Because they have to take psychology. They don't have to take nutrition. That's elective. If they elect to take it, fine. If they don't, oh well. But psychology, it's mandatory. They've got to know how to get you on the operating table. They've got to know how to get you to the yes, put another knee in. They've got to know how to get you to take all the drugs. And then they'll tell you, you can't ever get off this. You're going to be on these for the rest of your life. You don't take that metformin and that is, you might have a, what? Sugar, go into a sugar coma. So they know how to scare you. But God said, I didn't give you the spirit of fear. See, because he knew it would be days like this, where we would turn from what he put out there in nature to heal us and go to the drugstore. the pharmacy. You'll never find a dog standing outside a drugstore barking to get in. You won't find that. But humans, there we go with the little white piece of paper written in Latin. So, so we just got to do better and realize the doctors, they don't have your best interests at heart. You do. It's all about the money. So the more drugs they can put you on and keep you on, the more money they make. They are the real drug pushers. They are the real ones. And they make more money. The pharmaceutical companies do $1 trillion plus a year. Not $1 million, not $1 billion, $1 trillion, because they've got their drug pushers. They go around. They will give the pharmacists samples. And you know, they have the guys, they have their attache case full of samples going around to the different doctors' offices, giving them sample drugs to give to the people. And isn't that just like a drug pusher? Give it to you, now you gotta have it. So we've got to wake up and just do better. And I don't say stop your medicine. No, that's not wisdom. You've been on meds, you keep taking them, but separate from the herbs. Space them out, just like eating and drinking or eating fruits and vegetables. Your drugs, your medication, and your herbs, you space those also so that they don't counteract each other. And then we start to wean, gradually weaning off until you aren't taking any more drugs. And the doctor wonder what has happened to you, you know, and then they think they, you know, that, wow, and they're wondering, the stuff I gave them working? So, really working? Right. So we just have to do differently. So, you know, because the drugs kill, God's herbs heal. That's the way it has always been, and it always will be, that drugs kill, herbs heal. That's how it is. So we've got to get people to realize that the life of the body is in the blood. That's where it is. And that if the blood isn't healthy, they can't be well, period. So we always go right to the blood. The blood and guts. Right in the gut and right in the blood. Oh, good. Come on down. So here we go. Let's get the blood cleaned and oxygenated. Let's enhance circulation for health's sake. This will minimize or even eliminate the possibility of strokes, heart attacks, diabetes, and dementia that's on the rise. Y'all notice that? Now they've got walks for Alzheimer's. They've got all kind of walks. Cancer walk, AIDS walk, and run. Oh, you need some of everything? Or that one? Okay. Okay. So if we take care of the blood and the colon, we can live healthy. You know? So you just got to get it there and live healthy. Number one, develop a positive attitude. See the glass is half full instead of half empty. Number two, develop a healthy dietary plan. Begin eating live foods, fruits, vegetables. And there's the 80-20. If you can't do the, you know, the 75-25, the 80-20 model, 20% steamed, 80% raw. Don't cook the life out of the food. See, and then I thought about South Carolina because Grandma would put a pot of greens on with neck bones or ham hocks in there, and she'd go pick cotton and come back. The pot's still cooking. So as I grew older, I realized she was cooking the meat, not the greens. The greens, you can eat them raw. You know, as we have the raw kale salad. You don't have to cook them. But if you are going to cook them, just a little bit. But then Grandma would give us the pot and liquor. You know, that was the broth. So because you got your stuff in there, some nutrients are down in there. And so we've got to do better. And you've got to get rid of the table salt. Don't have that on the table. Processed flour, hydrogenated oils, meats, sugar, especially HFC. They are put, not KFC, but HFC, high fructose corn syrup, is cancer causing. It will cause cancer. And they stick it everywhere. So you got to read. Now they know that people are getting